Boom shakalaka. What's going on, everybody? Randall here from Crypto Love, and I am joined today by Adam Todd, the CEO of Digitex Futures. What's going on, Adam?
You all right, mate? How's it going? Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. I just found out we kind of live around the neck of the woods, but we're both getting out of Dodge not too far from now.
Yeah, we kind of got to, right? There's some fucked up laws around here. So whenever they start applying 100-year-old securities laws to crypto, you know you got to get out, right?
Yeah, it's like the United States just doesn't like new technology. Crazy.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about Digitex Futures. Now, for anybody who hasn't heard of Digitex Futures, could you give us like the elevator pitch? What is it?
Sure. Digitex Futures, we're a commission-free. We're going to be non-custodial, a commission-free futures exchange where you can trade, futures contracts on all kinds of things, Bitcoin against the US dollar, gold, oil, whatever, things like that, some Forex pairs, but there'll be no commissions at all. You're trading away, but there's no commissions. And the way we do that is we have our own exchange token called the Digitex token. And it's like the base currency of the futures exchange. That's what your account balance is denominated in. That's what you post your margins in. That's what your profits and losses are in. So, you'll be trading Bitcoin against the US dollar futures, for instance, but you're making and losing Digitex tokens. And the reason we've done that is, well, that makes use of the Digitex token compulsory on the exchange, which creates demand for the token. If we've got a lot of traders attracted to very liquid, commission-free markets, that's going to create a demand for the token. And that demand is something the exchange can generate revenues later on down the line with by minting a small number of new tokens each year. So basically what we've done is instead of transaction fees on trades, we've replaced transaction fees on trades with kind of an inflationary cost that's imposed on all Digitex token holders. Because, for instance, if you mint 5% new tokens each year, that's not free. That's not free money. That comes at a cost to everyone of 5% devaluation of their Digitex tokens. But that's the cost to them. But the benefit of them to them is that provides ongoing support and funding for the exchange, which creates more demand for their tokens, which offsets that inflationary cost. So it's just a different model, really. It's not money for nothing. It's just replacing transaction fees, which penalize active traders, and instead it's just transferring those costs onto the whole community on the exchange, which allows those active traders to just go crazy and create very highly liquid markets.
Have you predicted or projected how much in the future you're going to be inflating each year?
We're gonna try and keep it small. We've also, the Digitex token owners as a community, it's done by a vote. So we're going to look at how much we need to raise, what the token price is at the time, and I'm going to propose that we mint this many new tokens. But Digitex token owners then vote on that. So basically, the people who it's going to affect are the people that decide what the inflation rate that they're happy with accepting is. So that they've got the role of kind of a central bank. They've always got that balancing act between inflation and interest rates, always trying to figure out what that exact balance is. You don't want too high a growth. You don't want to create bubbles. You don't want big crashes. So yeah, basically it's the community, it's the people who own Digitex tokens that decide on what that inflation rate is.
All right. So, it sounds like a pretty exciting model because, I was looking I think it's on Bitmex, they're doing like $4 or $5 billion a day of transactions.
Right.
That's a lot of fees that they're taking. So that's everyone who's trading on there, that's money drawn out of their pockets. So is this something where you think that when it is released, a lot of the people who are trading on Bitmex will kind of shift over?
Damn right. Bitmex is, you're just up against it trading on Bitmex. First of all, the commissions, they say the commissions aren't that high, but that's on 100x leverage. If you actually look at what the commission actually is, it's more like 4% on every trade you're doing. 4% edge working against you. Good luck trying to beat that. You better be damn good. The casino on a roulette wheel has a 3% edge working for it, and that pays for the whole building, the staff, everything.
Mm-hmm.
On Bitmex, you're also trading against their internal desk there. So, good luck with that. They've got their own index, which is only made up by two exchanges, and it's their index. They know exactly how the numbers computed. So, it's not very easy for them to manipulate that, is it? So, yeah, just generally good luck there. I think there's a lot of people kind of, over Bitmex that would certainly give us a try. Certainly. They are certainly waiting. There's a lot of excitement amongst people.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the CEO of Bitmex, the only reason he predicted a 50,000 Bitcoin after the ETF was just to get a whole bunch of people to start using Bitmex.
Yeah.
He padded his pockets with that. Yeah, so, I mean, you're doing zero fees, you're doing real-time trading, non-custodial. So how does that work? Because that's something different from a lot of different exchanges out there.
The non-custodial.
Yeah.
Well, out of the box, we're not going to be non-custodial. We're launching April 30th as a custodial exchange, and then we're working with the Plasma developers. I don't know if you know about the Plasma protocol on Ethereum. It's like like a side chain system for speeding it up. You can put transactions on the blockchain pretty much in real time, but you get the security guarantees of the parent main chain. So that's what we're going to be integrating when that's ready in a few months' time. So we're going to be basically running our own side chain, which allows us to put trades onto the main Ethereum block, but in real time. So that's pretty big. We're not ready to launch that. That's kind of going to be in beta by around June, but hopefully by the end of the year we should be properly non-custodial.
Yeah, and I was reading that can get up to 25,000 transactions per second. So that's something that.
Yeah, it's real fast. It's basically fast enough so that you can put a blockchain transaction in the middle of a real-time futures trade flow. Like it's an actual real-time trade, you can actually put, the Ethereum transaction in the middle of that, and it doesn't slow it down too much. So it's going to make a huge difference, because currently, decentralized exchanges, they're just too slow, because it takes even 15 seconds. Sounds quick, but that's just a long time to wait for a real-time trade. It's just far too slow. Plasma is going to fix that, and Plasma just in general is really going to help boost the adoption of Ethereum, I think. And we're going to be one of the first people that are introducing a working real world use case of the Plasma protocol.
And so that kind of works using state channels, almost like Lightning Network, right? Where
it's not quite state channels. What it is, it's a side chain. It's a side chain that works on a single node that's hosted by us. So that's why it's so much faster, because basically it doesn't have to propagate to 10,000 other nodes around the world. It's just our node. But then you say, well, then that's centralized. Well, it isn't, because they've got this magic going on in the background that makes that, even though it's a single node that's run by us, that can therefore work at lightning speed, it does have those security guarantees of the Ethereum main chain. That's the part I'm not entirely sure how they do. That's kind of the bit that those guys know how they do and I don't. But basically that's what it is. It's us running a side chain on a single node, but you still have the security guarantees of the main chain. And basically what's happening is you will deposit when you want to trade, you'll deposit your money into an independent smart contract on the Ethereum blockchain, and that smart contract holds your money, and that isn't under our control. That's not our smart contract. That's a contract that owns itself. It holds all the money. It basically communicates with our side chain, telling the side chain how much credit you're good for. But when you want to withdraw your money, you ask that smart contract for your money back, and it gives you your money back. We can't say no. We can't hold back your money, except for what's held in, on open positions, liabilities or losses that you've made. But basically, we're just giving away control of your funds. We don't want control of those funds. We really don't want them. And it looks like, to be able to deposit your money into a smart contract and take it out of that smart contract that's independent of the exchange, I think that's going to be a very popular feature.
Yeah, definitely. Because when I first heard about how you guys own the one node, I was like, well, that doesn't sound very secure.
Yeah, it sounds shady, doesn't it? Yeah, but don't ask me exactly how they do it, but that's how they do it. They've got those the guarantees of the main chain baked into it somehow.
Yeah, very cool. So I noticed, you have your token listed on a number of different exchanges, and it's not my question is like, why do you have it listed on different exchanges? Because it's going to be something that's just used in the Digitex Futures exchange. So why, what's the purpose for having it listed there?
Well, we want as many people on the exchange as possible, right? We want price discovery. We want the the token we want people to figure out what that token is worth. So it needs to be freely traded and up until the point we open. And it just gets it out there in front of more people. You know, it's on HitBTC and Mercatox and a couple of others now. HitBTC is the biggest exchange. Mm-hmm. It's great that it's out there. You know, there's a lot of people discovering it. It's popping right now. The price is just flying up. So that gets us a lot of attention. You know, the best kind of marketing for any kind of project is a token that's going up. You know, everyone just checks it out. They're like, oh, what the hell's going on here? So I think it's, you know, even though we're going to be our own exchange, I think it's great that we have our token listed on other exchanges too.
Yeah. I got to agree with you there, because like it does, it makes it feel a lot less like BitConnect when it's listed on a whole bunch of exchanges.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm not comparing you to BitConnect, but that was just, they only had their token on their exchange and the price went up, but you couldn't sell it anywhere other than their exchange. You know? Right.
And you know, it's just a lot easier to manipulate when it's just on your exchange. You know, it's that people trust it less, you know, and it's on HitBTC and Mercatox, you know, it's just a lot more real. The price action that's going on is, you know, it's just more real and a lot harder for you to manipulate.
Mm-hmm. So big date coming up April 30th. That's in like a month or so, a little more than a month. Big launch coming up. Now, there was a previous launch that didn't happen.
Right.
And a lot of people have their fingers crossed that this launch will be happening now. So, I mean, what's going on with that launch? How close are you guys to getting it done? And yeah.
Well, the difference between this launch and the last launch that didn't happen, you know, the last launch that didn't happen, I was very unhappy about that. We made some changes. We could have maybe launched something, but it just wasn't quite ready. You know, it just wasn't there, and we just couldn't if we launch something that isn't right. The technology, the quality of the software underpins the whole project. You know, it's no point having a great idea and, you know, great new concepts, great this, great that, huge community. You launch it and it's shit. You know, the exchange just freezes up. You can't put trades in. You know, if it's just not right, or it gets hacked, for instance, you know, the security side of it is a whole other can of worms that we really weren't prepared for. And we just had to bite the bullet and say, look, we don't have the experience to host this the way we wanted. We got more developers involved that are very, very experienced with this. We actually got the guys that built CTrader. I don't know if you've heard of CTrader. It's pretty much the second, I don't think it's the first, but it's definitely the second biggest, most popular Forex and CFD trading platform in the world. It hooks up to, you know, dozens and dozens of Forex brokers. There's over 1 million people using it. It's absolutely bulletproof. It's battle tested. You know, it's solid piece of software. And the developers we've got are the guys that built CTrader. Now, we're not actually getting CTrader because CTrader is a different platform for Forex. We're having them build as a custom solution, a custom front end for our futures exchange. But, you know, they're the guys that built CTrader. So we're getting huge chunks of CTrader for free, basically. There's all this, you know, code that they've got bug tested and, you know, just bulletproof code that they're building our stuff with. So that's really why we're very confident of this time around. You know, we missed the first launch date. But we made some mistakes there, but we did learn from them. We did fix things, and now we're much stronger for it. And now I'm very, very confident. You know, now the development team they're just flying through it now. We're really, really excited to get this launched. And I think it's going to be a little bit ahead of time, but, you know, I think I should say that, right?
Very cool. So, I mean, it's like no fees versus 4% fees on Bitmex. It sounds like a lot of people will come over, and I saw you have over 1 million people on the waiting list. So, like, what do you have in place to handle in case a lot of people really start using it?
Well, that's another advantage of using the CTrader guys. I mean, they've already got 1 million people using their software, and that doesn't fall over. It's solid, it's stable, very popular amongst traders. So, you know, that really covers a lot of the technical problems, having people like that, you know, ready and waiting, because that is going to be one of our big problems. You know, unlike a lot of other businesses, you spend all this time building the product and then you try and find customers. We did it the wrong way around. You know, we got all these people interested. You know, we did the raise, the ICO. We've got this huge crowd of people watching every single step of the development process, and it seems to be taking forever. You know, we've got the hungry crowd. We've got the baying crowd. We just need a product that's going to be able to handle that kind of influx. So yeah, using those C trader guys is really going to, I think that's really going to make it so that we can handle the kind of numbers we're expecting.
Okay, cool. Now I notice you have like a multi-phase token sale going on, where January of 2018 you had the ICO. You basically finished that in 17 minutes. You sold out in 17 minutes.
Yeah.
And then, but now you have like a Treasury token sale phase, and then potentially stuff in the future. So can you describe why you're doing that and exactly what that is?
Sure. I mean, I think it's a model that a lot of other projects should follow. I mean, when we first announced the Digitex Treasury, people were a little bit nervous about, oh, what is it? Basically, we're taking our treasury of tokens. We've got, we minted a billion tokens. That's the total supply. January 2018, we minted a billion tokens. We've got, as our treasury, we've got 100 million tokens that we can sell, to raise money going on in the future. Now, normal projects, they've got those 100 million and they'll just, they'll sell some to whales, or they'll dump them on the exchanges when you don't know about it, or they'll do different backroom deals with market makers with those tokens. And all these things put the project at risk. They put the price at risk, because when you're trading, you don't know when those tokens are just going to suddenly hit the market. And I just wanted a clear, transparent mechanism for selling tokens that removed that negative connotation of the team's dumping tokens. It's okay to sell tokens if you're using that money to continually fund the project going forwards. If it makes the project a lot more stable for the next 2.5 years, it's okay to sell tokens. You just got to do it in a clear, transparent way that the market knows about and understands. So what we did is we took those 100 million tokens that we had, and we physically locked them into a smart contract now. So we physically don't have control of those 100 million tokens. They get released by that smart contract at the rate of 10 million tokens every quarter. And then the first 10 million lot was released on March the 1st, and they get released into a token set smart contract. And then the public can buy those 10 million tokens at a small premium to what the price is on the exchange. So we're not dumping, anybody that already owns Digitex tokens can still sell theirs on the exchange at a more favorable price than we're doing. It doesn't, interfere with price discovery on the exchanges, because we're not just dumping tokens lower than the current price. We're selling them at a slight premium. And it's just a really clear, honest, transparent mechanism for selling these 100 million tokens over the course of 2.5 years in a way that the market knows about and expects and understands. And it's gone really well. We launched the Treasury March the 1st, and the price has just shot up since then. Even though we're now saying we've got 10 million tokens for sale, the price shot up because of the way we've done it, and people know now what to expect and when to expect it. So it's basically just an ongoing token sale for the next 2.5 years. Every quarter, another 10 million tokens will get released from the Treasury into the token sale smart contract. And, if we can sell those tokens as the price goes up over the next 2 years, we've got a chance to make, a good chunk of money, which will fund commission-free trading for years and years to come.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So a lot of people want to know, what futures pairs do you have coming up? Are you able to disclose that stuff?
Sure. Yeah, we're going to start off with Bitcoin against the US dollar, Ethereum, Litecoin against the US dollar. We're doing gold. We're doing oil. We're going to have the Dow Jones. We're going to have Facebook and Apple. Throw a couple of shares in there. A couple of Forex pairs as well. Euro, USD. I think we're doing the USD against Japanese yen as well. They're the ones we're opening with. And then from there, we're going to open up more and more. But we're going to open with about those 8 markets there. Just try and keep it a little calm. But then as we start motoring and as we've gotten into the swing of things, we'll start opening more and more markets.
Mm-hmm. Now, this may sound like a kind of a naive question, but is this kind of considered a derivative? Because you're not actually trading the.
Well, I mean, it's still a derivative, though. I mean, it's a futures contract, it's a derivative. It's a derivative market based on the underlying instrument. It's just that we're not making and losing the currency that it's quoted in. We're making and losing Digitex tokens. So it's still a derivative.
Okay, gotcha. Like a derivative of a derivative.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could say that, right? Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And I mean, from your website, you have a pretty cool looking like user interface.
Yeah, yeah.
That pretty much stands you apart from most other stuff.
Right, and it's going to be simple to use. That ladder, I mean, I use the ladder in futures trading. I built a ladder interface for Betfair in 2004. That's like 15 years ago. That's still online today. The ladder is just a it's just a really good way of trading. It's a very intuitive interface that allows you to place trades with a single click, no mouse movement. You don't have to take your price from the price action. Really, and you literally see the price moving up and down in front of you. It's a very visual kind of interface that allows you to get into the zone. You very much get into the zone when you're trading on a ladder. It does encourage you to do a lot of trading. It does get your round turns up, which is why it's a major problem on a commission charging exchange. You can get yourself in a real mess on a commission charging exchange with a one-click ladder. You're just firing in trades all over the place. But like I say, I've used the ladder for years. It's very popular. I just wanted to bring that to crypto because a lot of people haven't really used a ladder trading interface yet. They for some reason, all these crypto exchanges just have these clunky kind of just not pleasant interfaces. To place a trade is like a 10-click process and mouse movement all over the page, and there's no reason for that. I don't understand why that is. So yeah, I wanted to bring what I know works. It works well in the futures markets. It's been online for 15 years on Betfair. I know it works. I just wanted to bring it to crypto.
Yeah. Now you were a professional trader, previously. When you were doing it, was there anything like commission-free trades out there?
No. When I was professional, when the time, well, I was in the pits first, where I was a pit trader. That was actually the most expensive type of trading. That was more expensive than the screens because it's not that efficient. The pits aren't the best way of trading. When it went to the screens, the markets did become more efficient and costs could go down a bit. But I mean, nowhere near commission free. There's so many costs involved with traditional futures. You've got the clearing houses to pay, you've got the brokerage to pay, you've got the the trading interface to pay, you've got all kinds of people to pay, you've got trading technologies to pay on every round turn you do. There's just people taking a cut out of every trade you do. So no, there was nothing like commission free trading.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like this is something that's going to change the way trading is done?
I personally think so. I mean, it's a brand new model. I mean, it's just going to be really interesting just to see what kind of uptake it gets because, it's a unique model that it actually puts the interests of the exchange is actually aligned. The interests of the exchange and the stakeholders of the exchange are actually aligned with the users of the exchange for the first time, because we all want the same thing. We just want a token price that either stays the same or appreciates slightly because the exchange makes money from minting new tokens when that starts in 2021. They just want the same thing. They don't want to constantly be taking money out of that liquidity pool. When you're taking commissions, you're always just draining liquidity out of the trading pool. All the people that are trading money, if they just churn that money long enough, all of that money will eventually disappear to the exchange. The exchange is trying to extract as much value from its users as possible. We don't have that model at all. We don't have that. We don't care if you win or lose. We don't really want it. We're not draining the pool of liquidity all the time. So it's just a very different model that I think is going to get some traction because, it's interesting and the money that's put in for trading is going to stay in for trading, which means it's going to be easier for people to make money. Instead of the exchange taking that money, the winners are going to end up with that money.
That's pretty cool. Sounds good. So anything else that people should know about Digitex?
I think we covered everything there. I mean, the secret sauce is, its own exchange token and commission-free trading. I mean, that's really the big thing up there because, commission-free trading is, I dreamed of that for years. It changes everything. Commissions really do change everything. You can take a small profitable strategy, add commissions to it, and you're just getting killed. So I'm really looking forward to how it comes out. But no, I think we covered everything there. Commission-free trading with its own exchange token.
Cool. So for people who want to find out more information, where's a good place for them to go?
I'll just go to the website, digitexfutures.com, join the wait list. We've got over 1 million people on that wait list now. The wait list went crazy. We got one of the busiest Telegram channels in the world. We're consistently like one of the top 10 busiest, most engaged Telegram channels on the internet. So any questions you got there, just pop into there. It's just constantly going 24/7. Our socials popping off too. So yeah, I would just run along to the website there and check us out.
Awesome. Well, Adam, thanks so much for joining us today, and have a good one.
All right. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate it. Thank you.